Hello beautiful souls, I'm Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, here to support you and live your most abundant life. This world is so full of information, people sharing what they're doing, how they're doing it. It always seems like everyone is so much more successful, productive, moving ahead with their lives way faster than we are. We see the phenomenon of overnight success. People just burst onto the scene as if from nowhere, and we're thinking like, what the beep? Where did they come from? How did they get there? And maybe we tap into a little bit of productivity or a little bit of that fire and we try for a few weeks or a few months, but eventually that energy just kind of slips away and we end up feeling like we're lazy and we're unproductive and there's something wrong with us and that we're never going to reach those dizzying heights of success or fame, fortune, whatever it is that you want in the way that those other people have, in the way that we see those other people. So in this video, we're just going to deconstruct this a little bit because it's not true. You're not lazy, you're not unmotivated. This is actually an ego wound and it's something that we can heal. And we're going to go through the layers of this wound today and support you in healing it. So you could realize that you're not lazy, you're not unmotivated, and you can have the success, the joy, the freedom, the abundance, whatever you want, and you can have it in your life also. This is an ego wound that is like hooked in on 3 different layers, so we need to heal them layer by layer, starting with layer number 1, comparison. Now you've heard this a million times, to stop comparing ourselves to others, stop judging our day 1 by their year 10, and yes, this is true, but this is a little black and white for my taste. The world is technicolor, and there's just no way you could ever isolate yourself sufficiently so that you were never impacted by what other people were doing around you, and you wouldn't even want to be that isolated anyway, so you would never find yourself comparing where you are with other people because you'd be living a pretty disconnected and lonely, miserable life if that was you. So what we need to do is really reframe this principle in 2 ways. The first way is, it's not just stop comparing yourself to others, it's stop comparing yourself negatively to other people, putting yourself below them, putting other people on a pedestal. That is what we want to stop doing when we talk about stopping comparing ourselves. And even further than that, we want to stop comparing ourselves negatively to others based on external indicators, on things that we can see, or assumed internal measures like emotional state. Like if we see a photo of someone smiling, then we assume that they must be happier than us in their lives. We want to stop doing this. And the second reframe is to stop trying to assess where we are in life compared to some societally constructed linear progress chart of where we think we should be. This is the kind of comparison that causes us pain and suffering and is honestly completely meaningless. We like to think we know where we are based on external measures, based on how many followers we have, how expensive our house is, how many people are in our team, how much money we make each month. But none of these things truly tell us about the quality of our life and the quality of the energy that we hold and that we move around with. And equally, we cannot know the truth of any of these things for other people either. So there is literally no way to rationally or meaningfully compare our lives to someone else's because everything is in constant flux. It's changing moment to moment. We are all living a brand new experience in each present moment, popping timelines all the time, quantum expanding, shape-shifting. So there is literally no way you can compare across any meaningful measure your life experience to someone else's. It's all totally unique. We can really begin to internalize this truth that there is no way you can meaningfully compare your life in this moment to someone else's life. And that's the first layer of coming to terms with reframing the belief that we are somehow lazy or unmotivated. When you stop comparing your position to other people, suddenly you can't put them on a pedestal. They're so productive, they're so motivated, they're so much better than me, they're so much more successful than me. You can't do that because you've stopped comparing yourself negatively to those people. Moving on to the second layer. Okay, so you've stopped comparing yourself to other people. You realize it's an energy drain. It's essentially a waste of your time and it's not really going to help you get to where you want to go. So you get into your own lane and you get going on that creative project. Finally put a plan in place for that thing that you want to get done, that goal you want to achieve. And let's say it's going to take you 6 months. So you work for a few weeks, but then you get to that space of self-sabotage. You feel burnt out, you quit, you decide you just just don't want to do that thing anymore, and that actually you want to do something else. You've changed your mind completely, and that's not what you feel would be successful to you to achieve. That's when you know you've hit the second layer, and that is the deep fear of the unknown. Simply put, you are doing something that you've never done before once you get to that point, and it is challenging to your ego identity. So no matter how much you might loathe your current life or want to change it in some big way, in some drastic way, it is very delicately entwined with your sense of self and your personal identity. So in a sense, this is how people get trapped. It doesn't matter how unfulfilling it is what your ego knows, and is what your ego will try and hold on to and try and protect at all costs. The second layer is really about comforting yourself, soothing yourself, and taking action even when you're feeling nervous or afraid. And the best tool for this is baby steps. So you kind of need to trick your ego into taking action even when it doesn't want to. You're kind of tricking it into feeling safe with new things. It's kind of like dipping your toe in the water to check the temperature. And how we do this is to keep breaking down the task until it is at a point where it is 100% achievable for you. So let's say you want to start a YouTube channel. Your ego is like bringing up all this resistance, fear, and you just can't get started. It's too scary to upload, to put yourself out there. Well, you would start with just standing or sitting in front of a camera, recording yourself, and then watching it back. That would be your first step. That's it. That's step number one. That's all you would need to do. And if that's even too scary, then you can just practice speaking into the camera, recording to yourself, and not watching it back. You've just got to find that lowest point that you can do comfortably of the bigger task that you are looking to achieve for yourself. Demotivation or laziness at this point is actually because of overwhelm. Because if you truly want to do this thing, if you truly want to get this project off the ground, or maybe you want to get into a relationship, you're not doing it because you're lazy or you're demotivated, like you truly do want this thing. It's because your ego is afraid of change, and it's afraid of the unknown, even though your soul is calling you to do it. So we get through this layer. You are in your own lane. You are doing your thing. You're going baby step by baby step. You're taking care of yourself. You're soothing your ego. And then you hit another wall. Maybe it's a few months down the line this time. Maybe you've been going for a year or so. And this is the third and final layer of this wound. Now I say final, but remember that within each of these layers there may be subsections, like sub-layers, and really specific tangential wounds that are related just to you and your unique experience that you will need to go through and heal. And knowing that each of these layers really works in a spiral. So you might find that you start a new task and you're coming in the second layer, for example. Or maybe you believed you truly healed something and it comes back up in your life and triggers you, and you're like, what? Why do I feel like this again? It's just another part of that wound. There's just a little bit more healing to go with it. Over here, we've arrived at this third layer, this deepest part of resistance, the core part of the wound. And this is the darkest part of your ego, the part that says you are unworthy of receiving what you desire, that what you wish for is too good for you, and that you are not valuable enough to receive that which you want, that you're literally not capable of manifesting your dreams, of having success, having the things that you want, tapping into true abundance in your life. And this is pure poison for our soul. And this is the thing that does send us into depression, that leaves us completely spiraling, and definitely makes us feel lazy and unmotivated and like we're never going to achieve anything, and can send us right back to that first layer of the wound of constantly comparing ourselves to other people. So let's reframe our thoughts and understanding around this. Success is not random. It's actually pretty logical. You put in X and you get out Y. Now, of course, the timelines might be different for everyone, depending on the universe's plans, what success means to you, what you're really going after. And of course, we always want to be open to magic and miracles, surprise, the unexpected. But on a really fundamental level, success in terms of the process of receiving what you desire is the same for everyone and everything. It's all about a give and receive cycle, constantly, all the time. On an energetic level, this is what success is. the more you tap into universal energy, the stronger your connection to yourself is, and your connection to the universe, God, oneness. And the more you're able to master turning that connection into something tangible, then the more successful you will be on an objective material level in this 3D realm. Be it in relationships, business, money, on an emotional level, you will feel fulfilled, happy, alive, successful, and supported. So in that sense, feeling lazy and unmotivated is really an indication of disconnection from self, of disconnection from source, from the universe, from God. And that disconnection comes from the belief that you are not worthy, that you are not worthy of receiving from the universe. So you literally cut off your connection. You cut yourself off from its abundance because for some reason you don't believe you deserve it. And it also ties into, for many of us, this feeling of not being safe to receive the thing that you desire. And if you don't feel safe in your body, as yourself on this planet, then you will be energetically rejecting that which you want. Because there is no stable, grounded home for the thing that you desire to arrive to. How can it be attracted to you if you don't feel safe to hold that thing? If you don't have the capacity to be there to hold it, then it can't come to you. And this is very common with money. If we don't feel safe to have money, then we are constantly energetically rejecting it. If you are not centered and trusting yourself, how are you going to receive those things? They have no home to go to. So watch out for my video next week on this, on how to feel safe in your body, because this will really support you in finding that trust and safety within yourself and really support you in receiving those things that you desire. But for now, just remember that you are not lazy or unmotivated. There are just wounds in your life that are showing up that are making you feel that way. So go back and work through these layers. So layer 1, stop comparing yourself negatively to other people. Stop putting people's success or outward appearance on a pedestal. Then layer 2, move through your fears by taking baby steps. Guide your ego into allowing it to feel safe, to taking those small steps towards the things that you want, and being super kind and compassionate with yourself in the process. And then layer 3, work on reconnecting to the deepest truth that you are worthy of receiving everything that you desire, and that it is safe for you to do so. Let me know in the comments if any of these patterns have come up for you in your life, or if any of it has really resonated with you, because we are truly not alone in this space. I'm sharing all these things in these videos because this is exactly what I've been through, layer by layer. I've experienced it myself, my own journey with my clients, with other people in my life. So I know this is how it goes, and you're not alone if you're feeling any of these things right now. And if you found this video supportive or helpful in any way, please hit the like and subscribe button. I upload new videos every week. Next week on feeling safe in your body. Loving you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao for now.